Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, this is just perfect. This is the bit of the teaching that I especially liked, like empowering people. Like I used to empower the children. They often feel very disempowered because they find school difficult for various reasons with the different difficulties that they may have.
Cosmic Love will be ready for sale. It's a collection of twin flame love poems. So yeah, there is another law of attraction manifestation.
Where is it going to be available?
I think it's going to be be on Amazon and all major bookstores and stuff like that. I'm getting it published through Austin Macaulay Publishers, and they're doing all the marketing side of things for me. And yeah, they're going to be doing the marketing side of things for me, so it's out of my hands. But like that's it. I let go and I give it to the universe, and like literally on the 6th of December now it's coming out, and I'm just so excited.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting! I'm so excited.
So that's the magic of manifestation as well. I went years ago. I gave up on.
So this week we are looking at the magic of manifestation, and we were looking at the 2 books. One that you've said you've read a lot, haven't you? Can you tell us a bit about that, Angela? Because I knew that I loved teaching the kids that I teach, but I didn't have much scope for going any further with that. Like I didn't see how I was going to progress where I was, and I was part-time, I still am, so I could have taken on more hours, but I was like, I'm not sure class teaching, full-time teaching is what I want. But I'm like, I could do with some more money. My kids are getting bigger. And I was like, I actually, in meditation was like, what is my purpose? Like, because I felt it was teaching. I felt it was because I'm really good at helping the SEND children, the special educational needs children, because I'm really, really good at making them believe in themselves. And anyway, so the next day, I do my meditation at nighttime. The next day, I fell down this coaching rabbit hole. So I basically saw an advert. I clicked on a link, and before I knew it, I was on this school community and doing this course. And I was like, I didn't even really know what coaching was. To me, coaching was like sports coaching or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, this is just perfect. This is the bit of the teaching that I especially liked, like empowering people. Like I used to empower the children. They often feel very disempowered because they find school difficult for various reasons with the different difficulties that they may have. And often by the time they get to key stage 2, they just don't think they're able to do things, and they don't try, they switch off.
Yeah, no, they need encouragement, and what you've told me is that you actually have that compassion to encourage them. Like,
yeah.
Whereas other teachers are just like, oh, sure, he's tick, I'm going to just leave him there. I'm not going to work with him. And that's what they've done for years. They used to have dunce classes, like, grade people insofar as their intelligence. But if you put children into a room and tell them they're thick, they're going to effectively act thick. Like, my father was in those fucking rooms, and he's the biggest genius you'll ever come across in your life.
Yeah.
And he's just because.
I think it's Einstein. I don't know if it was Einstein or Newton, but the story was that he was too. Einstein didn't speak. Did he? Maybe it was Newton. There's a famous scientist, right? Anyway, I'll look it up and put it in the comments, who apparently was considered too thick to be in school. We're not able to teach him because he's too stupid, right? And obviously we would never ever say that nowadays. No. It was a long time ago. And his mum didn't read the letter to him. She lied and said that you're too bright, you're too clever for the school. Wow. And he embodied that. That's why it's really important what you say to your children, because
that's exactly what you're saying to the kids is so important, and that's what's obviously helping them to progress, is what you're actually doing with them.
Yeah, and I have to watch myself sometimes as well, you know, with because my children have their own special needs. So one of them is dyslexic and the other one has ADHD. And it's like the labels are important because in a school setting, that it's almost like they need that for the school to understand them, particularly in a high school where they're super busy. They only see them for maybe an hour or 2 hours in a whole week. You've got lots of different staff. So that label explains why he doesn't sit and listen very well. Do you know what I mean? But the problems with labels is that they become the label, you know? So it's like you
Yeah.
you can, it's like it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep telling a child, oh well, that's because you've got ADHD and you can't concentrate,
They're going to
it's like,
continue that way.
yeah, and so it's a fine line. I'm not a fan of labels, I have to say, particularly as an adult. With children, they in some ways need to be pigeonholed to survive the system, I think, you know. And I know that's kind of sad, and I pigeonhole my own son so that he can be understood at school, because otherwise they get labeled as naughty. And you know, it's like, which is the worst label? Is ADHD a worse label than being
No,
the
yeah.
child that makes the choices not to listen? Yeah, and it's difficult as a parent with a child with special educational needs, because you're always you're always thinking yourself, have I got the balance right? Am I understanding enough his difficulties enough, or am I creating the difficulty?
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult. Yeah, yeah,
But it all comes back to the power of the word and the power of the
yeah,
thought. It really
yeah,
does, like, you know.
yes.
But I'm back to the manifestation thing. Tell the story about the well-being. That's one that you've really manifested on a wide scale. Wide scale. You know, the well-being in the school. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm doing wellbeing.
yes,
Yeah. So I said that I'd really like to do supporting wellbeing in the school, and then like a little flower, these things present themselves. So like I already work on an aspect of PSHE, which is relationships education, and sort of well-being. So I already kind of had my foot in the door there anyway. But then through conversations with other people, they kind of brought up the conversation about a well-being team, and I was like, at first I was like, nah, I don't really want to, give myself more work or whatever. And then I was like, hold on a minute, that's a door there. That's
yeah,
a door that
that
you
you
were trying to
manifested.
ignore, you know? So I was like, actually, uh, let's just do it. Shall we make a team? So then I went to the head and spoke about that. And then it's opened up other possibilities. So now I'm training as the mental health lead, which is exciting. I'm really excited to be doing that. Yeah, so it's just like
It's something that you manifested, but it's actually been mentioned in the government, isn't it, as well, that you say?
yeah, that
This
they've got
well-being thing.
like they've got yeah. I saw something on YouTube where some organization, because I don't watch the news, so but some organisations said that the new government had said that they've got to focus on well-being.
Yeah, like you
And
manifested that. You
yeah,
did. You
it does feel
manifested
a bit
that.
like that. It's like all these things come
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
So that's it.
yeah. So
That's magical. Like on a wider scale, like you wanted something for your school, and now because of the power of manifestation, you're actually inadvertently, after cosmically, manifesting it for your whole country.
yeah. Well, do you know, it's little things like this, right? So I went on a training course that I'd been asked to by the head, which was not. It wasn't well-being. Was it well-being? No, it wasn't well-being. It wasn't attached to well-being at all. It was to do with my other role in the school. And then on that Zoom, the person who was leading well-being, supporting parents in well-being or something, was on that Zoom and just said, "Oh, just advertising my training." So I was like, "Oh right, okay." So I'll just check if I can go on that one. But it's just like it's You know, do you not think it's just a coincidence, isn't it? It's like I'm on a completely different bit of training, then all of a sudden someone's like, "Hey, go on this training."
Yeah,
It's to do
it's
with
not a coincidence. It's synchronicity.
yeah, that's
There
it.
are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason, and it's all divinely connected.
Yeah, yeah. It's certainly. It's just like a little. Like I say, it just feels
Mm.
like a little flower opening up, and all these
Yeah.
little petals, another step and another step.
Mm.
But it's the thing is, and I think this is where sometimes people might fall down because I'm catching myself nearly doing it. Is the door opens and your subconscious is talking you into not walking through it.
Yeah.
You know, so like when somebody mentioned in this other team at work, somebody was talking about a wellbeing team and we haven't got one. Instead of going, "Hey, let's do it," I was like, "Yeah," you know, I was thinking, "Oh, it
The
sounds like
ego.
work."
Yeah.
It's just like there's a part in your mind that's just trying to suck you back into your box. Get
Yeah,
back
your
in your
ego.
box.
The ego is trying to keep you in the cave so you don't get killed by a saber-toothed tiger.
Definitely.
That's it, like.
It's
You
like,
know,
don't be seen. Just get back in your box. Just keep
yeah.
going around in the same
Stay in your
circle.
comfort zone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
safe
yeah.
there. Yeah, oh, I know exactly. Like, and that's it, like, you know, but it's the beauty of manifestation and the beauty of manifesting your life purpose is that those doors are open left, right, and center, and the universe and your purpose is literally pulling you forward. It's guiding you along. So, like, you know, it's the strength to overcome that ego versus soul kind of battle in your head. You know what I mean? And that's it. Like, the stuff that's good for us, the ego comes in and says, "Don't do that. It's safe here." And it's bullshit. Once we overcome that, we can actually manifest what we desire. Just let go of that fear-based energy and that self-limiting belief.
Yeah, it's just like going live. I was talking about, I didn't really like having videos of myself and stuff, and then I was like, sod it, I'm gonna just buy one of those ring loops, those ring light things. I'm just gonna buy one. I don't have to use it. They're only £30, the one I got, and it holds the phone and everything. I got it, and and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use it. I set it up and the kids did a little dance, like a TikTok dance, and thought it was funny, and then I put it back in the box and put it on the side. And then opportunities and people encouraging me, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let's just do it. And it is almost like other people seem to be guiding me into it, or like it's like I have the idea and then I almost put it to one side, and then all these doors
Attachment,
open. Yeah.
That's it. When we mentioned let go of the outcome, and that's it. Like, you kind of manifest something, and then your ego does come in and kind of pauses you a little bit. But that part is actually essential as well, because you need to let go. And literally, when you let go, then it just happens. And I love that. It's magic. Like, buy the thing for the thing, and the thing happens.
Yeah.
But the thing won't happen until you buy the thing, if you get me. Do you know? So, like, that's it. You prepare as if you've already got it. You act as if it's already yours. Like, the simple thing, I was coming home. I lost one of my dogs in June, and I was wondering, will I get a cat or a dog? No, I wasn't sure which to get straight away, because I wanted company for my other dog. And I just decided one Sunday, fuck it, I'm getting a cat. And then 2 days later, I bought cat litter, I bought cat food, I bought a cat bowl, and then 2 days after that, from texting and stuff, I found my cat. So I actually bought the stuff. Because I was saying to myself, what if I get a cat tomorrow morning and I don't have the fucking stuff? Like, how am I going to bring her here? Like, do you know, so literally, and I manifested that. You need to kind of open the space for the stuff to come in, or you buy the thing for the stuff to come in. It's all about acting as if it's already yours.
You're already doing it, isn't it?
Exactly.
So that's what buying the loop light was. I wasn't doing it. I had no real plan to do it, other than I knew if I wanted to be a coach that I'd have to be able to be seen on a camera. And so I just bought it and then was like, oh, put it to one side. And then these things, once again, like a flower, all unfold.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's magic. You know, it really is. It's just the things we think we can't do, we end up manifesting just from a simple thought. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is when I started to learn coaching, one of the things that they said to you is go and tell your loved ones that you're going to be a coach. And it's kind of like it stops the power of your ego dragging you back into your box, doesn't it? Because it's like, now I've told people, now I'm gonna have to do it. There's that little bit of extra push to do it, isn't it? So
it really is, yeah, you speak it into existence as well. That's it. Like, do you know what I mean? If you're kind of hiding away and you don't tell anyone, you're like, you know, you can still, you don't have to go forward. But if you start telling people, it's like, shit, I gotta do this now in case. But you know, with
that feeling of like, I don't want to publicly fail, isn't it? And I think that's why when you're wanting to make a big change, people would tend to like, right, well, I'm doing it on the quiet, and when I'm confident, then I'll tell people, or when it's starting to unfold, then I'll tell people. But actually, you're stifling yourself that way. You need to start right, this is what I am, and embody it. But it's difficult, particularly if you're a people pleaser, or if you haven't got to the point where you kind of let go of other people's opinions. It's difficult to do that, isn't it? To just like not worry about how it could be perceived. Oh, Mariusa, sometimes has the other effect when you share what you're gonna do. People around you start taking.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, for me personally, because I'd walked away from so many people, I was afraid. Like, a lot of times, like when I mentioned the course I did or was starting to do to my dad a few years ago, his words of doubt actually delayed my progress because I was just like, oh, maybe he's right. Maybe this isn't for me. So you're right, Marisha. Like, literally, you need to know who you're telling, or tell the right people, because a lot of people can inadvertently or deliberately psychically attack your goal and delay you. So you need to, know who to tell.
To weed them out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a great way to weed out. You know, like, if people are not, you don't want people who are not cheering you on in your circle anyway. But I guess if you're not, it depends where you are in your own self-worth journey, isn't it? You know, like if you've already got strong self-worth, you care less what other people think, and so people can have their opinions and it not affect you. Whereas if you are not quite as far along on that self-worth journey, it could be more difficult to do that, and you could be easily swayed out of doing what you want to do. So
it's more, it is about who you have in your environment. Like, when in the past I had the wrong people in my environment, so telling them delayed me, whereas I have the right people in my environment now, and I can tell people my good news. But in saying that, there has been certain things that I've waited to the last minute to tell anyone, just in case, because of the experiences that I've had in the past. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I didn't tell anyone that I was publishing a book till I got my actual publication date, because I was afraid that external influences would actually delay it.
Yeah. So tell us about your book.
Oh, Cosmic Love. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, you know, I literally never expected to ever publish a book, even though I've always been interested in writing, and I used to write poetry as a teenager. Like, you know, the law of attraction, after writing numerous amounts of poems over the last few years, I decided I can do this. I have enough poems here to create a book. And literally, the 6th of December, Cosmic Love will be ready for sale. It's a collection of twin flame love poems. So yeah, there is another law of attraction manifestation.
Where is it going to be available?
I think it's going to be, like, you know, be on Amazon and all major bookstores and stuff like that. Like, I'm getting it published through Austin Macaulay Publishers, and they're doing all the marketing side of things for me. Because like, I initially tried to self-publish, and it just hit so many walls, and I eventually kind of found these guys, and they're brilliant.
So I'm really looking forward. Found a publisher, and they're just doing all the stuff for you, basically.
I gave them the idea for the cover and everything, so I got to design the cover myself, really, but they did all the work really for me. And yeah, they're going to be doing the marketing side of things for me, so it's out of my hands. But like, that's it. I let go and I gave it to the universe, and like, literally on the 6th of December now it's coming out, and I'm just so excited.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting! I'm so excited.
So that's the magic of manifestation as well. I went Like years ago, I gave up on creativity. I gave up on believing in myself. I just never thought I could do anything. But with the law of attraction, I went from not believing in myself to believing magic is real. And if you want it, you can have it. It's really that simple. Like, it really is. And the same with this coaching as well. Like, I was in such a bad place when I discovered coaching was my passion. And with a little bit of effort and visualization, I manifested my purpose, my life purpose, my mission. Like, that's it. If we change our belief system, if we change our thoughts, we can create any reality we want. We really can.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why I at first wanted to be a coach. Like, well, because it appeared to me in this, what's my purpose, and I fell down this coaching rabbit hole. And then when I understood what coaching was, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is like, this is what my passion is. Like, and that's why I love teaching, because there is coaching within teaching. That's what I love about teaching. But because I'd had such a massive change in my life in such a short amount of time, basically from observing my thoughts and just being kinder to myself in my head. My head historically has been a very, very bad place to be, a very hostile place to be. And all of a sudden, through meditation, and the gateway meditations particularly, I feel like it just makes you shift much quicker, the gateway ones. I just was like, I just want to give this to the world. Like, how many people out there are struggling? And it's almost like, I feel like I got a cheat code, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like life's a game and I got the cheat code,
Yeah.
you know?
That's it. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's the secret that's been kept from humanity for generations. We have the power to create anything we want, just with a change of thought, a change of mindset. Like, I had to brainwash myself from pessimism into optimism. Every day, every single day, I had to rewire my brain, because we've been wired to think negatively. We've been wired to think in lack and fear and think that you can't achieve anything. We actually have to brainwash ourselves, or unlearn even the behavior that we've learned before. But just by controlling those thoughts and controlling that mind, we can manifest anything we want.
Yeah.
And we can be anything we want. It's amazing. And like, you know, I've always wanted to do, like, even when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I've always wanted to help people. And I never thought it was possible because, you know, obviously of my reality back then. But now that I can be a coach, it's the same thing. You know, I get to help people. I get to, you know, but this, you know, I could have gone into college if we'd have had money and become a psychiatrist and been book smart. And, you know, that's good. I'm not giving out about therapists, they're brilliant. But I actually end up having a life experience where I can actually use that experience now to help my clients rather than,
you know, like all the adversity, all the things, you know, and I've not had the worst life, but I've certainly had a lot of trauma, I would say, that, but, and a lot of very different experiences in my life. And I just think, like, when I look back and I'm like, wow, because when I've talked to people and support people, I'm like, I can connect to you on this level because I've had a similar experience, and I've had a similar, very different experience. And there's multiple ones, you know, like, that I can draw upon, that's given me the tools to empathize deeply with people in different situations. And I'm just like, isn't it funny? Do you know another thing that I always thought was a bit strange in my life, right, is when I started teaching, I didn't particularly want to work with special educational needs children. I kind of fell into it. I got put with a class of low ability and SEND, and I was good at it, so I always got put with those children. And then eventually I got put on a course to be a specialist reading teacher for dyslexic children, essentially. And then I just did lots of interventions and everything. And then when I had my children, they both have special educational needs, and I was like, that it's almost like yeah, it was just like, you know, so all those years in school before I had my kids felt like training to support my children in the best way possible, particularly with Elliot, because I managed to teach him to read. And he said, he's like, I'm one of the best readers in my class, because nobody can read with fluency and intonation expression like he can. Even though he's dyslexic, he reads beautifully. But had I not fallen into teaching SEND children, I wouldn't have had that skill set for Elliot. And also the pandemic, because I didn't have time to work with him. The pandemic was a gift to Elliot and me, because it gave me the time to homeschool him for a year. He couldn't read. He was reading very basic books, and then when he finished, he was reading novels, because I was able to work intensely with him every day for nearly a year, and it catapulted him. It didn't completely catch him up, because he was many years behind, but he was able to keep getting that momentum in school, and actually achieved the right level at the end of year 6, after being in year 2 and being profoundly behind, reading like a reception child in year 2. So that's another thing where it's just kind of, things seem to align weirdly, don't they?
That's another form of coaching you could actually develop into at some stage, is helping dyslexic children, become better readers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
well, that's what you're doing. Reading recovery, but it fell out of favour. Read writing.
Because what you've done with the kids in your school as well is amazing. That's something transformative, because these are the future of humanity. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? I get the most beautiful moments come from those children, and it's the smallest things that mean a lot.